What's going on, guys? We're going to be doing an unboxing video of the Clearwater Scrubbers CW200, I believe the model is, and I want to give you guys a view of what you get in the package. So comes in a paper box, puts a lid right off the top. Looks well made. Let's see if I can pull this out. It's a scrubber screen. So, first impressions, plumbing seems to be well made. The acrylic looks great. I guess there's an instructional video on Clearwater Scrubbers on their website, so I guess I'll have to go take a look at that. So the way this is supposed to work is you have a pump that pumps water into here, and this piece allows, basically what happens, the pump pumps the water through here, comes through there, goes through the top plumbing. It's supposed to drain into the, not drain, but drip over the screen. And with the lights being on, if the lights go on, they should allow growth of all types of algae, mostly green algae, green hair algae and brown algae, to grow on the scrubber, on the screen itself. And then every couple of weeks, depending on the amount of growth you have, basically pop this off, take this out, scrape the screen off, and then put this back in. So that's how it's supposed to work. On the inside, the LEDs, IP66 LED, so that's the water penetration rating, and it's a 30 watt. I'll do a close-up. I don't know if you guys can see it from there. I'll do a close-up with a different angle in a second here in the video. In terms of measurements, so I was hoping to use this in a 20-gallon sump, and the 20-gallon tank is about 11.5 inches wide by, I think it's like 18 or 20. So the width is not going to be an issue, but the length might be. So take a look. We're looking at 10 inches wide by 10 inches long, so that should fit perfectly. I'll also bring the tank out here and put it in and see, see how it's going to fit. So, yeah, overall it looks great. So just a quick note. So once you have the water drip through the screen, there's two drain holes on this side, and this is the primary drain hole, supposed to allow the water to drip out. if this one for some reason gets clogged because of the hair algae or anything else, there's a backup drain. So you can use it outside of the sump, have it pump the water, and then hook up plumbing here so that it drains into the sump. But what I'm going to try to do is to avoid any type of water leaks in the sump, so essentially just get it to sit on top of the sump. That should allow it to drain right into the sump, and if there's any type of overflows or any type of drainage issues, it won't cause a problem. The cords on this side, the two lights connect to a single outlet cord. I'm not sure how that will be, but I'm guessing you would want to, plug it in so that the cords are not anywhere near the water. So take a look at how it fits in. So let me just do a quick detailed view inside. Then we'll grab the sump and see how it's going to sit in the sump itself. The 20 gallon, depending on how it fits in the bottom of the stand, I might do a 30 gallon or 29 gallon tank as a sump. All right. Here's a 20 gallon sump, and my plan is to have it, let's see, my plan is to have this sitting a little below the lip of the tank. So the tank is 12.5 inches long, I'd say, and what I want to do is have it sit about 12 inches from the bottom, and I'm going to build out a stand so that it sits right above it. So let me show you how it should look. So the way it's going to work for me is the drain pump's going to come to this side, and there's going to be a chamber that's going to exist for the scrubber, and then there's going to be one more chamber here with a bubble trap with the return pump going back into the main tank. So keep in mind that this is going to be installed a little bit higher than this exact position, 12 inches, so it should look about that high. and you do need to leave enough space here so that the pump can pump. You can have the pump sitting down below, pump the water into here, and then have it go over, and then leave enough space so that the drains are not draining right into the last chamber. So that's how it should look. I did get a Syncra 3 pump with the plumbing. So I'll show you guys the length of that as well. Essentially, this goes right at the top. I have read online that there's a lot of light bleed from the lights. Once they're on, they apparently are extremely bright. I'm not too worried about that because the stand is going to be closing. It's going to be closed and we should not have any issues. But if there is light bleed, it is possible that you may get, I guess, algae in other places. So Clearwater Scrubbers does sell a light blocker. It's like a black acrylic piece that goes right around it. I'm going to try it out without it for now, and then we'll see if we need it. Cool. So let me get the Syncra pump and show you exactly how that's going to fit. So we're actually going to have 2 different pumps in the sump, in the small sump. We got a Syncra 3, which is going to be driving the water into the turf scrubber, and that's going to go here on the right, to my right, and then we're going to have a Syncra 5, which is going to go So you'll have the pump from here, pumping to the return to the tank. You have the return coming in, dropping down here. Then you're gonna have the pump pumping the water through this tube into the turf scrubber and drop it into the main chamber. Return pump will take it back up. So that should theoretically be the way it works. I'm not going to have any other chambers. I do have to build out a stand so that this scrubber can be sitting above the water level. So take a look for additional videos on how that stand is going to look, and hopefully we'll do something that's unique and will require very little maintenance. The whole point of this setup is to make sure that we're reducing water changes, right? And to keep it as simple as possible. One thing to keep in mind as well, the standard tank stands that you buy at the local fish store or at PetSmart or any of those places, they give you about 24 inches of clearance, which is basically the size of this level. So if I was to take this and put it in front, this gives me about, total height is about 21 inches, I would say, 22 inches. So you have just enough space to pull this off. Should be able to technically pull this right out, say something like that, without having to worry too much about clearance on your stand. So hopefully that covers everything you need to know about the Clearwater Scrubbers. I'll do another video once I have the baffles in with the crate and all that type of stuff, and another possible video of when it's actually in working condition in the setup. So hope you guys found this video informative. As always, don't forget to click like and subscribe. Trying to do this so that anyone who's new to the hobby or anyone who wants to have a similar setup can learn from it. And follow us on Instagram at Miko's Reef. That's MIKOSREEF. And yeah, I hope this works out well. Thank you for watching, guys.